Welcome to Astro News Monthly. Yes, we're finally here at a new month in April 2021. We're making it to spring, and tonight we're going to bring you the newest headlines for the astrology, as well as doing some mini readings for you. So we're all set and ready to go here. So let's get started. And I'm glad to see you all coming in. Hello, Jennifer. How are you tonight? Glad to see you. And I have some good news for most signs from what I've been looking at. Hey, Rita, what you doing? Good to see you. And wasn't March long? It was like the longest month. Like, you kept scratching off another day, and like it was one of the most endless months I've ever had. It was just incredible. Anyway, it's good to see you. Hi, Billy. How are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for gracing us with an evening. I know your time is precious. And we have some good news for you too, being Mr. Leo. So let's dig into the astrology, and then we're going to get into some cards. Yep, I always know what your question is, Rita. It's like we have psychic ability together. Hi, Bobby. Glad to see you. Yeah, I've seen a picture. Maybe one day I'll start bringing people on, We'll start doing some hot seats. At any rate, let's dig in, because we have a lot of news to catch up with, and we like our news better because you know why. We use the sun, moon, and stars as our reporters. All right. Hi, Martha. Good to see you. Good evening. Come on in. All right, we're going to start with Capricorn, because I always start with Cappies because they have had the worst time of it, I think, of any sign. So with further ado, I have good news for Capricorns, though. I know you've done 15 years of Pluto, and that is commendable, and you are still standing. Thank God for that. But you got about 2.5 more years to go with Pluto, but it's in the rebirthing stage. So that's the good news there. Now for April, for Capricorns and Capricorn rising, the Sun and Mercury, which is the feature of the month, will be in Aries. And Aries is the sign of rambunctiousness. Let's get things done. Let's get stuff on the table. Let's start new projects. It's a very ambitious sign. And so with the Sun and Mercury for Capricorns, it'll be in your 4th house of family and home. So maybe it is that you're getting a lot of repairs done right now. Maybe you're thinking of moving and you're trying to find a realtor for that move. Family and home and starting new projects. So maybe it's just a time where your house is breaking down and you need, that extra boost to make things right in your home and also work with the family. The new moon will be in Aries also. So good things for Arians tonight. Really, really good stuff for Aries and other signs as well. But the Arians, the new moon will also hit in the 4th for the Cappies. And again, that will bring the feature of the month will be about family and home. But now on the 19th of April, that sun and that messenger is going to change. And the sun and the Mercury will go into Taurus, which is a lot more steady. It's a steadier sign than Aries is. It doesn't have the gusto that Aries has because it's a fire sign, but it will be going into Taurus. and that will be more about work around the home. However, when that sun goes into Taurus, it will go in your 5th house, Cappies, and you're going to have some fun. Do you know what that is? Do you remember that word, fun? Yeah, it's going to go in the 5th house of love and romance, children, creative affairs, hobbies, risk, gambling. That's what that house is all about. So yeah, after the 19th, Capricorns, you may remember what fun is. Now, the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, so anything I'm saying about the Capricorn is really going to the Cancer too. So, we'll have to see that. Hi, Jay. How you doing? Hi, Bob. Thank you for gracing my presence here. Hi, Kathy. I know, Kathy, this all goes to you with your house. All that Sun and Mercury and Aries fixing up the home. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's happening. It's happening. Hi, Tina. Good to see you, Tina. Yeah, girl. All right. So the love sector for the Capricorns is going to be in Taurus, and that will be in the 5th. So, yes, Kathy, I know. It's going to be fun after the 19th. Venus, rules love and money and creative affairs. So the 5th house will bring you some fun and excitement after the 14th of April. So I want to hear back from you and see what kind of fun you're into. I know you're just about enough to hear with fixing that house. All right. Now your Mars, Cappies, are... For the whole world, Mars is in Gemini. Hi, Bobby. It's in Gemini, and so that Mars is rambunctious. It rules Aries. So we're kind of getting a double dose. I know, Kathy, what is fun. But, hey, it's good tonight, so listen up, okay? On the 14th, that's your magic date, Kathy. That's when everything magically, turns into the prince and no longer a pumpkin. It's a coach waiting for you. So that Mars, that's the doer and the giver, it's going to be in the 6th house for you. So that will be work and career and health. You're going to be more studious about your health. I don't know if we have any other Capricorns on right now. I don't think so. Even Cancers, but you're going to be more involved with your health, and that goes until April 23rd, and then the Mars will change to Cancer. Pluto, like I say, has been in Capricorn since December of 2008. Can you remember back that far? 2008. And it will leave in December of 2023. Now, just have your patience. That's what Capricorn is all about, patience. The Jupiter and Saturn that went into Aquarius, Saturn will be, that's the ruler, Capricorn, that's your ruler. That'll be in Aquarius for 2 years. So that's going to make you work with friends or work with getting new friends. And you've got Jupiter in Aquarius too. So the Aquarius are really enjoying the hell out of that Jupiter because that only hits every 12 years. So it's a good thing to have in your sign. Capricorns, make a wish, and I'm going to do a spread, and let's see what your wish turns into, okay? I don't know what your wish will be, but I'm going to read what the cards say. Okay, so I'm dealing now with the cards. Hi, Brett. How's it doing down under? All right. Okay, yeah, at the moment, Cappies, you are stalled out. It shows a stall out. But your plane is going to be flying high soon, and give it 8 days, okay? Because there looks like a liftoff. And I hope it's a UFO, but it looks like in the cards it's a plane. So I think that's a symbolism for, you know, taking off and having more action. And that Mars in the 5th, remember, that's happening now. That will go till April 23rd. So that should stop some of this stall out that you've been having. All right, let's get into Pisces. Usually we have our little Pisces here, Katie, but I hear that she's on a plane ride right now. So I don't know where Bev is, but let's see, I don't see any other Pisces. Nope. But Bob, you're a Cancer, so everything I told you about Capricorn will be for you also, okay, because that's your opposite. All right, now for the Pisces, you've had Neptune in your sign for, oh, Bobby, okay, well, that goes to you then. Everything I said about Capricorn, that goes to you also. Now the Pisces, and your opposite is Virgo, so anything I'm saying about Pisces, it also pertains to Virgo. Martha, you might be interested in this. Right now, Neptune is in Pisces. Neptune can cause scams. So my little Pisces, you have to watch out for scammers. Now, I talked to 3 Pisces this week, and lo and behold, they had gotten scammed with Neptune in their sign. Neptune usually does not translate well on the Earth. It translates much better in the outer space. So watch out for scammers, Martha, and anyone else who's a Virgo. Usually Deb's here. Maybe she'll come in later. You know, you've had Mercury also, those Mercury retros, and that would obtain to you too, Martha, because you're opposing that. So every time there's a Mercury retro, like we just had, remember that long, drawn-out Mercury in February and March? Oh my God. At any rate, that would affect you. Every time there's a Mercury retrograde, and anyone else who's a Virgo, that's going to affect you. So the next one will be in September. And then the last one for this year will be December. So we usually get 3 Mercury retros a year, and what it simply means, especially for the for the Virgos and Pisces, is that you're reviewing the last 8 weeks of your life. You're like dotting your I's and crossing your T's. So that's what it means for them. Usually for the world, it means fiasco in communications and breakdowns and you know, all kinds of things like that. Right, Kathy? You know all about that. You seem to get whammied when there's a Mercury retro. Hi, Lynn. Welcome. All right, the Venus sector for Virgos and this and Pisces will be in Aries. Aries is getting all the planets right now, Brett. You get the love planet Venus, you get the Sun and Mercury right now. So enjoy. But the Venus is in Aries until 4/14. So enjoy that, Pisceans. That for you will be in your 2nd house of money. Watch out that you don't overspend. You could overspend. Watch out. And remember that scammer thing I told you with Neptune in your sign. You got to watch your bills. You've got to make sure people are not, you know, hijinksing you. Mars is in Gemini for the world, but for Pisceans, it's in the 4th house of family and home. You could be buying a home, renting something new, moving. You could be possibly, if you're a realtor, selling some homes. You could be putting a lot of emphasis and effort into children, getting pregnant. That all could mean the same thing right there in that fourth house of family. So the new moon this month will be in Aries. That's another thing. So 4 things going on in Aries, and the opposite is Libra. So Libra and Aries is getting the new moon, and that will be on the 12th. Remember what I told you about new moons? New moons bring in new things. So what I always do is write down what I want to see happen in my life, and I put it in a drawer or a sachet or put it away. And then when the full moon comes, and that will be on the 26th, and that's, Tina, that's going to be in Scorpio for you. Your manifestations will come true if you, put your desires away in a satchel on the new moon. And again, that's on the 12th of this month, and it's in Aries. So, wow, Aries is really getting a lot of good stuff. Venus, the Sun, Mercury right now, and the new moon. So there should be a lot of activity in the Arian's life. The full moon is in Scorpio for the Pisces is going to bring out 9th house matters. That could be you want to go to school, you want to further your education, you want to travel long distance. It can be higher philosophy and religion, and it can be marketing and publishing. You might have a book to publish. So that's going to be very, very good for Pisceans. It looks so far so good for Cappies and Pisces. When I was reviewing the notes earlier, or the charts earlier, I'll have to say that the winner looks like Aries. I mean, not Aries. Well, Aries and Libra, but especially Libra. But Aries opposes Libra, so you're going to get that too. You're already getting a lot of stuff, you Arians. Good for you. All right, let's go to, we missed out on Aquarius here, so let me backtrack to Aquarius and Aquarius rising. The Sun and the Mercury is in Aries, as I have explained to you. For the Aquarian, it's going to be in the 3rd house, and 3rd house is what we're going to focus on all month for the Aquarian. And that would be online gatherings, that would be Zoom classes, that would be anything happening in the surrounding areas that you live. It's the lower mind. It can be communication. It can be having anything to do with your siblings. So all that will be about the Sun and Mercury. That's what we put our attention to, and that's going to be all month. Now on the 19th, all that changes and goes into Taurus. So now we have another bipolar month this month, where the Sun and Mercury changes in the middle, and kind of Venus does too. But all that will go into Taurus in the last half of this month for the Aquarian and for all signs. But then for the Aquarian, it will move into the 4th house of family and home. So you could be all out and about and doing stuff with your siblings, and then all of a sudden you want to hermitize in the house. So that's what that probably means. Now the Venus, which is the love sector in your life, is going to be in Aries until the 14th. Then it goes into Taurus, steady Taurus. So you might be all over the place with Venus, doing contracts or selling or playing the Powerball. Love might be in the air for you, and then all of a sudden on the 14th it flips into Taurus, and then you want to spend more time with the family and more time in the home. Venus also, brings in love, so you could meet somebody in the environment, and that still would count as home. Now, Mars is in Gemini, as it is for the world, and it will be there until 423. So For the Aquarians, it's going to mean in the 5th house of love and romance, children. You're going to put your intention and your ambition in those matters. So it would be hobbies, love, romance, children. It would be taking a risk, gambling. It could be also, what are some other fifth? Oh, writing. You might feel like you want to write or do some creative things. Last month, when I think one of the signs had the 5th house, I did a reading for a girl, and I always ask because I always like to see the accuracy, and she said she got into photography. So that's pretty creative, you know. The full moon will be in Scorpio for you, Tina, and that's about new beginnings. The full moon is always what we get out of the new moon. So the new moon, you write your intentions, and then on the full moon, it comes alive. You see the manifestation about it. So the full moon will be in Scorpio for the whole world, but for the Aquarian, it will manifest in your 6th house of career and health. And the 6th house is also your everyday affairs. The new moon, like I said, is in Aries. That will be on the 12th, and it will be in the 3rd. So what I think will happen is you'll have a lot of communication going on, and then that full moon in Scorpio, like you're putting a lot of career plans together in marketing and selling, and then all of a sudden the full moon comes on the 28th, and it will bring in all those goals that you were working on to manifestation. So I think it will be all about career for the Aquarian. But the Aquarian really got busted 2 months ago when there were remember there were 7 signs in Aquarius? Wow, they were really, really, really humming a couple months ago. But that Jupiter and Saturn is still in Aquarius, and Saturn will be there for 2 years, and that's hard working. That's a lot of work that you're putting into something and disciplining yourself. And the Jupiter is good luck. So I would play the Powerball. I would take some risks with that Jupiter. It's good luck, and it will be there until December 19th of 2021. So now, Aries, we're going to get to you. I'm sorry, I had a little switcheroo there with Pisces and Aquarius. Aries and Aries rising. Okay, we know now that you have the sun, you have Mercury in your sign. Just wondering if other people are... Hi, Sharon. Oh, you're the Pisces. Hi, Marion. Brent, Eagle Cloud, aho. So the Arian, the Sun and the Mercury, and not only that, the Venus, which is the love sector, is in Aries. That means go, let's do, let's, bring it on. It's wonderful when you have Venus in your sun sign. It just sets off in motion love, romance, your desires, what do you want in life? And Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. I always start with Capricorns because I feel so sorry for them. I be one. But Aries is actually the real beginning of the zodiac. So I would say that for Arians, you may have new love coming. Or it might be an old love, but it feels new to you, It might be a new beginning with love. It might be a new beginning with money, how you make your money. The Sun and Mercury will stay in Aries until about the 19th of this month. And then remember I told you it's bipolar. It goes into Taurus. So 1/2 of your month you'll have Mercury and the Sun in your sign for 2 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks it will go into Taurus, But that's good too, because that's a very steady sign. So what I think it means for Arians is that they're going to start focusing on some new things that they've been wanting to do, maybe put it off. And then when it goes into Taurus, which is about the home and family, they may be thinking about the new goals and what it means. You may want to sell your home. You may want to buy some property. You might want to do some more with your family. You might take everything that happened when the Sun and Mercury was in Aries and put it toward some kind of realistic plan when it goes into Taurus. As Taurus is an earth sign, and Aries is a fire sign. So you're feeling all that fire and gusto and drive. And then when it comes to the 19th after that, it kind of tempers down, but in a good way. It's more realistic and it's down to earth. So the Aries and the Libras can expect that this month. The new moon is in Aries. Again, new beginnings. That's what I think it is for Arians. I think it's all new beginnings. And it might be old stuff, but you're putting a new facing on everything. We're starting a new beginning. So that new moon is on the 12th, and Mars rules Aries, and that Mars is in Gemini right now. And for the Arian, let's see, that would be, I think, in the 12th house. No, I'm sorry, it's the 3rd house. So that would be a lot of communication with someone or people. It would mean a lot of stuff going on, like planning, communicating, doing things with your siblings, possibly doing a lot of stuff in the environment in which you live. It's the lower mind. And maybe learning some new things, going to school. But it would not be like a collegiate type of school. It would be more like a Zoom class or something like that, learning something new. And then that Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. Remember I was talking about that? Good luck and a lot of work. That's in Aquarius for everybody, but for the Aries, it is in your 11th house of friendships and community service. The 11th house is also a traveling situation. It's church and government affairs. And it would mean good luck in that. Good luck with friendships. Good luck with travel. Good luck with anything you want to do for your community. It would mean all of that. And that Saturn there would mean, you'd have to put some effort forth, but you can get it done. So that's it for Aries. Wow, 4 things going on right now. Loaded house. Now, Taurus and rising, we just talked about how everything's going to shift from Aries to Taurus. The Sun and Venus and Mercury. Again, the Sun being the vital. That's what we focus on. The Venus is love. That's a love sector, our desires, how we make money. And also Mercury is the communication part of it. What do we focus on? That is in Aries, again, till April 19th, and it's going to shift into all your Taurus. I don't know if we have any Taurus here tonight. Hi, Gail. I don't know. I don't recall any. I'm not sure what Brenda is, but if you're Taurus, Taurus is a much more steady sign. So you're going to feel that energy shift this month from Aries to Taurus. Again, Aries is let's go, let's do, we're on the ball, let's put some emphasis here. Let's not stick around, let's have some action. And Taurus then, kind of lands, and it's like, what's your hurry? We can get this done in a competent time period. We don't have to be so brazen and so rambunctious and so fast. So it's an earth sign. It's going from fire to earth. All right. So the Sun will be in your 12th house, as it's for the first 2 weeks. The 12th house is the house of completion. I want to be alone. You know, you just want to be alone. It's like you would want to work alone. Maybe you have more projects that you're working on. Taurus stands for house and family. You might be doing a lot of work on your home and you're out there painting the house alone. It would also bring up a lot of inner work. Maybe you've not been diligent with meditation or Tai Chi or anything like that, and you want a little bit more alone time so that you can do those things. So the Sun and Venus and Mercury will shift after the 19th on to Taurus. So you will feel all that energy in Taurus. So the opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, Tina. So the Scorpios will feel that shift a little bit more also. Now the Mars is in Gemini, as it is for the world. Gemini is, again, fun and children. And my feeling with Mars in Gemini is that we probably will get some kind of decisions on the school and the education, probably this month, that, kids have to go back to school, or there will be some decisions made. Mars is, again, the doer. Let's get this done. Let's get this resolved. It's going to be in Gemini till April 23rd. Then it goes into Cancer. However, for the Taurus, it's in your second house of money. So that's where you're going to put all your efforts in making money. I kind of think that, I don't know, just kind of thinking about this, I'm getting the image of working on your home and being alone while you're doing that, and putting the emphasis on either getting it ready, spring cleaning, or getting it ready for sale, or possibly you have a renter coming in and you're trying to get it revamped. But in the second house, it could be making money using your hands and doing handyman work. That's what I kind of think it might be. The new moon will be in Aries on the 12th. Get your decisions together, your wants and desires, and put it in a satchel and put it in a drawer. By the full moon on the 28th, again, we'll be in Scorpio. You will see the resolve of what you put out. It will come true in the way that you have, that's for your highest good. So Mercury in Taurus will be in your 7th house of partnership. Once it makes that switch after the 19th, it's going to be in your partnership house. So I think what that could be is that it's again in the 12th house of I want to be alone, and then all of a sudden you could meet somebody halfway through April. So I think that might be what that is. The full moon in Scorpio certainly will be in the partnership area. So I think Taurus is, from what I can see, might meet somebody, might get married. If you're not married already, if you are, then it will get better. Let's do a couple cards for the Taurian. Make a wish. I don't know if any are on, but Christina is a Scorpio, so make a wish, and let's see what comes up for the Taurus and the Scorpio. Looks like a child or a baby. You may be around a child or a baby a little more than you normally are, because I see you washing a baby, but that could also be a metaphor for cleaning something out of your life and starting new, like a rebirth. So I think that's a metaphor too, but you might be taking care more so in April of a young child. But I think it's more of a metaphor that you're cleaning something out of your life and new beginnings are about to emerge. So good luck, Taurians. All right, let's get to Gemini and Gemini rising. You're ruled by Mercury, remember? You are the opposite of Virgo. And you have these Mercury retros going on 3 times a year. So the next one will be in September and then December. Then we're done with them for a while, until probably next February. However, Mercury, again, is what we focus on. So the Geminis and the Virgos tend to be a little bit more heady. They're in their heads, but that's okay, because we need thinkers in this world, like we need doers and dreamers. You know, it takes all kinds to make the world great. So with that said, the Venus, which is the love sector in your life, is in Aries. We've already established that, but for you, it's going to be in your 11th house. And 11th is about friendships. You might have a friend that you suddenly realize you're in love with, or you may meet a friend of a friend and you fall in love. That's what I think it would be. Venus is, again, love and romance. Hi, Olga. Glad to see you. Glad you could make it. Let's see. Oh, Olga, I think, aren't you a Scorpio? I always get you mixed up for some reason. We just talked a little about Scorpio, but we didn't go over it yet. So the Mars in Gemini for the Gemini, that Mars is in your sign, and it's revving you up. It's making you feel like a cannonball shot out of a cannon. Why? Because you haven't had anything in Gemini for a while. That's why. So good for you. You know, we love it when we get something in our sign because it means action. So we want action, you know. I mean, there's a time for doing our spiritual work. And usually no action happens in our life because we're doing our spiritual work. But then there's a time for a little fun and action, I think, on the earth plane. So the Geminis are getting that Mars, and then after April 23rd, it will go into Cancer, and it will affect the Capricorns. So remember that, Kathy. More ammunition for fun. The new moon in Aries, again, is affecting the Gemini in the 11th house of friendships, community service. The 11th can be travel. It's also the house of clandestine affairs. But we know you're not going to tell us that right now tonight, are you? You're going to keep that clandestine. It's also the home of the father, you know, astrologers. I never hear that from astrologers, but it's a parental house, and it's the house of the father where usually the 4th house, ruled by Venus, is the house of the mother. So it might be that new moon brings up something about your dad to the surface. New moons bring up, you know, what you're looking for. You put in your desires, and the full moons bring it up. The full moon will be in Scorpio, Olga, on the 4th of the 26th of April. And for the Gemini, it will be in the 6th house of work and career. So that full moon will manifest anything you put in your little desire sachet or bag or whatever you do with it. You could just throw it in a drawer, it doesn't matter. But it will manifest probably something with work, career, or good health. All right, Cancers. Let's see. I think Bob is a Cancer. Who else is a Cancer? Somebody said they were a Cancer. Well, Kathy, that's going to be your opposite. Oh, yeah, Bobby, you're a Cancer. All right, Cancer and Cancer rising. Okay, you're going to get that Mars, remember, after the 23rd of this month. So Mars will be going into Cancer for 2 months. So that's going to rev you up, you Cancers. And you want Mars in your sign because it it not only gives you energy and energizes you, what it also acts as is a roto-rooter. It's like it digs up stuff. You know, stuff comes to the surface with Mars. And so you want that action. You know, we have to wait 2 years for every sign for Mars to do that. So when it does go in, it revs everything up. It causes action. It's like a pitchfork in the rear. All right, so that will be in your 12th house, Cancers. The 12th house is the house of finishing up things. The 12th house is I want to be alone. You know, it's a spiritual house. So Mars in Gemini in the 12th could be somebody from the past that creates a love affair with you. Or maybe a child from the past starts, you know, maybe hasn't talked to you for a while, starts talking to you again. Gemini is all about children, love, romance. I would bet that there's communication from children from the past. Maybe, again, because of the 12th, you've been cut off from that child, that you're going to get some communication. Also, a past romance, you know. It also is going to be that you want to put your emphasis and your everyday grind into spiritual matters. Because why? We know it works. We know prayer works. We know listing manifestation works. Works for me every time. All you have to do is get a paper, write down a couple of things that you desire, and read it 3 times a day. It works. You will be scratching off that stuff in no time. So always put your goals and your manifestations at what you want to do or have done in your life on paper and read it. I know all about the visual boards. They're great and all that, but I have found that writing it on paper is the best thing, and reviewing it 3 times a day. And put it on your mirror, put it in your pocket, put it on where you eat dinner, you know, put it where you eat your meals, and you'll read it. It's sticking right in your face. You'll read it, I guarantee. All right. The Mercury, like I say, in the sun is going to change to Taurus for the Cancers on the 19th. Right now, it's in the 11th house of social events, communication with friends, travel, community affairs, that kind of thing. And then on the 18th, it's going to go into Taurus. So that will be in your 12th house. And when it does, you know, you'll kind of fade away from those friendships and do some things on your own. But you'll want to. It's not because you're forced to. You'll probably want to do some of the more spiritual things alone. Cancer is a loner sign anyway. Cancer is a retiring sign. Cancers have to push themselves like Capricorns to make traction in the world, because they're not like the Sagittarius and the Geminis and the Leos and the Aries. They're kind of shy, you know, like the Cancers, Capricorns, Pisceans, and Scorpios. All very, very retiring signs. So the new moon in Aries in the 10th will bring out the career and will make the career better. And that will be on the 12th. That's going to emphasize your career. And then when you have that full moon in Scorpio, that's also going to emphasize the career. And you're going to get whatever you manifested on that new moon on the 28th. The Jupiter and the Saturn in the Aquarius that hit so hard a couple months ago, that for you, Cancer, is in your 8th house. And the Jupiter will be there for a year. That's good luck. 8th house is sharing values, sharing money with somebody. Maybe you're going in a business with somebody. Maybe you're paying rent to do a business, it would be banking, real estate, anything that has to do with money or investments. So I would say that you have good luck in that area this year. So if you're going to gamble or take a risk in business, this is the year to do it. Let me pull a couple cards for the Cancers here. So make a wish. We'll see what happens with your wish. I'm just going to pull about 4 cards. You crashed and burned about 2 months ago. And when you did, there were some internal changes going about. The internal changes are healing. They have healed. And by mid-next month, you're going to be a whole new person. See things in a new way. Going down pathways that you never thought you would go. So good for you, Cancers. You deserve it. You've had a hard time, just like the Capricorns, your opposites, since 2008. So you deserve it. All right, Leos and Leo risings, you're ruled by the sun. Sun is vitality. I've never met a Leo that does not have good health. Okay? So that sun is very, very vital. It's an element. It is not a planet. But that sun shines and gets up every day, and so do those Leos. Very, very, very strong people. Okay, this would go, let's see, Jupiter and Saturn will be opposing Leo. Okay, so that's opposing now. So the Leos are actually getting the opposition, and your opposition is Aquarius. So a lot of this will go to Aquarians too. Jupiter is good luck, so you're having it in Aquarius. And that is going to be, let's see, let me look at your chart for a minute. Okay, that house for you, Leos, Jupiter and Saturn. I'm going to come back to that. Because okay, that's counting 4 back. Okay, so that's going to be in your 10th house of career, and 9th house of long distance learning. I had to do it in my head, and I'm not great at math. So, I think that could be studying for something that you want to get certified for. Or possibly wanting to go back to school and learning something. So that might be good for you, Leos and Aquarians. So you would have good luck in that venture if you decided to go back to school. And Saturn will guarantee that you're going to work very, very hard. The Sun and Mercury and Venus is in Aries, as we know. All the Arians are getting all that. And that will be until the 19th. And right now it's in your 10th house of career and reputation. That is important, to have a good reputation in the work that you do. So to have the Sun and Mercury in that, you're going to be working hard to get that reputation going in work. And that also will be your sector house for love. You could meet somebody. Now that is a status house, so you could change your status. If you're married, you might get divorced. If you're divorced, you might get married. So that is a status house, anything hitting the 10th house. But with Venus there too, you might be spending money to get money in your career, and don't be afraid to do that. Okay, I think that's what it is spending money in your career to get money. And that's the way you run a business. You got to spend money to get money. The new moon is in Aries, and that is in the 9th. And so that new moon is going to promote any classes or education for you, and long distance travel. So that's going to be very, very good for you, all the Leos and the Aquarians. The Mars is in Gemini as we speak until 423. Then it goes into Cancer. It is ambitious and it's in harmony with Leo. So because Mars is a fire sign and Leo is a fire sign, so it's very, very favorable to Leo. So the Mars should be very good in Gemini, all about love, children, romance, creativity, risk-taking, writing a book, doing anything creative will be great. That's where you're going to put your emphasis with your ambition. That's where you're going to put your drive and effort this month up until the 23rd. Then it goes into Cancer, so that will change. And the full moon is in Scorpio, and it is in your 4th house, Leos. So the full moon, when it emerges on the 28th of April, it is going to emerge something you didn't know. It always brings up some secrets or knowledge, just plain knowledge. And it will be in your 4th house of family and home. It might be maybe a family member gets pregnant, or maybe you discover your long lost cousin on one of those things you go on to see your families and your history. Can't think of it right now, but let's go into Virgo and Virgo rising. Okay, Virgo, you're ruled by Mercury, so you are very, very, very attached to Mercury retros, and they happen 3 times a year, as you probably know. That's a time of review, okay? So your Sun and Mercury in Aries is in your 8th house of real estate, joint resources, money, banking. How you get money is this month what your focus is going to be on, and your communications will be about money and money contracts. So there's a lot going on there. The Venus, the love thing, the love sector, is in fiery Aries. That could be a little stressed and restless for you this month. It's also, again, in the 8th. So you could be transacting in a service with somebody and fall in love, or meet the right person through a transactional contract or agreement, maybe even at work. Maybe if you deal with contracts or government contracts, things like that, you meet somebody at work. It would also bring, if you are married, up some issues about joint resources, or what did you pay and what aren't you paying. So it might do some of that. On the 19th, the Sun and Mercury go into Taurus. Remember I told you it's a bipolar month. And so that will then take you into the 9th. So half a month for the Virgos and the Geminis are in the 8th, which is financial transactions and contracts and money. And then it shifts right in the middle of the month after the 19th to the 9th. So what I think that might be is you might be asked to, through work, go on a trip. And it would be a trip at a distance. Or you may, it is a marriage house. You could be getting your ducks in the row with another person and planning a marriage, planning a wedding. It can also be education. Maybe there's some work that you sign a contract to do, and they say, well, you've got to take these classes in order to do the job. So I would say that you probably do have some educational classes coming up for a job. Mars is in the Gemini, and then that's again love, romance, creation, anything to do with writing, fun. It's fun. Remember that word. And that for you is that will be from March 3rd to 4/23. That is in Gemini. That's your Mars, and that's in your 10th house of status, career. It looks to me like the Virgo is all about the career. this month. Your new moon will be in the 8th in Aries. That's beginning something new. And that would be, again, in the contractual sector with money, banking, real estate, buying something new, maybe renting a room out. Could be something in your work that you're getting started, but that's where you're putting your emphasis this month. That's what it looks like to me. Your Jupiter, good luck planet, is also in Aquarius in the 6th house. Again, that's career, health. So all year, your health and career will be very safe for you. And your Saturn is the work planet. It teaches you vigilance and patience. That also is in Aquarius in the 6th. So that could be making new friends at work, or working hard to get a good reputation at work. But I think for the Virgo, it looks like to me it's all about contracts, joint resources, real estate, buying, selling, doing something with money. Getting a will done can also be a Virgo-ish thing to do, you know. Might be opening a new account, in a bank. All right, I'm going to take these cards, and Virgos, if you make a wish. Let's see what the cards say. I'm going to pull 4. There's a feeling in the cards that I'm throwing that you didn't have enough. You didn't have enough. You didn't have enough in your life. Maybe there's a time in your life where you felt that way, that you just didn't have enough money. You didn't have enough prosperity. But hold your horses, because coming up the rest of your life, it looks like it's making up for that. You're going to have enough money always, and more so, to get by. So that feeling of, I don't have enough, I didn't have enough, I didn't have any, that's going down the drain. You're going to have enough money to get by, and then some. I never see you struggling ever again. So that's good for the Virgos. All right, Libra. And I'm glad I looked today, because I forgot all about the Libras. So 5 minutes before we went on, I had to go find out all I could about Libra. Look on the chart and deal it out and work it out. Okay, so we're all ready with these Libras. Venus rules Libra. So wherever your Venus is very important to look. Venus rules love, romance, money, your desire in life. And your Venus is in Aries, new beginnings. Aries is all about beginning new things. And the Venus is, I'm happy to say for you Libras, it's in the 7th house. That's partnership. So you could meet between now, you could meet a partner. You could meet a person that, eventually becomes a partner for you. Or it could be a partner in a work situation. Usually a partner is anyone else besides you in a relationship, no matter what that relationship is. So that's good news for the Libras. I know they've had that Pluto square since 2008. So, I know you're welcoming this news. I would be welcoming it too. On the 19th, the Sun and Mercury, right now they're in Aries. They are also in your 7th house of partnership. I hope you're enjoying it now. And this would also go to the Aries, which is the opposition of Libra. So enjoy the partnership now, because then on the 19th, it's going to move to Taurus, and Taurus is about the home and family, and it's going to be about the 8th house. Now, the 8th house could be real estate, it could be inheritance, maybe, or if you've met that partner, maybe you're getting things iced and diced with your bank accounts and your money. Maybe you're saying you're going to pay this and I'm going to pay this, and you're kind of getting your ducks in the row as far as how you're enduring the financial end of it. So the Mars is in Gemini. That's where you put your ambition in life. And this month, you're going to put your ambition in the 9th house, which is at a distance, thinking about a distance, maybe traveling to a distance. Looking to me, you could meet a partner that's at a distance. Maybe there's a lot of communication going on at a distance. So that's, to me, what that could be. It's in Gemini. Gemini is love. So this Libra in Aries, remember Aries is the opposite. The Libra in Aries smacks of love and all kinds of activity this month. The new moon will hit in the 7th house again, a partnership, new moon, new beginnings. Remember to put your It Works list in the drawer. It's in Aries, new beginnings in partnership. That's what it means. Your chart smacks of partnership. And if you have a partnership going, then it can only get better. You might see things in your partner that you first saw when you fell in love with. It's going to improve with all of this 7th house stuff. The full moon in Scorpio will be in your 2nd house of money, and that should do well with the partnership and maybe the traveling. Maybe your honey decides to pay for the trip for you. Or again, maybe your money gets better because you do have a partner footing half the bill and everything. So from what I can see with Libras, it's sure a darn good chart this month. The Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter, good luck planet. Saturn, hard work, vigilance. Jupiter will be in Aquarius, friendships, and cutting edge stuff in your 5th house. This smacks of love. I would be very, very, very surprised if Librians and Arians don't improve their love life this month. And 5th house is love, romance, children, where you put your fun, creation, writing a book, doing a screenplay, anything like that. It's great. It's brilliant. So this is very good for Libras and Arians because since 2008, you've had Pluto making a square to your sign. So I know that you have had it rough like Cancers and Capricorns have. So make a wish. And let's do some cards for the Librians. Well, what's showing up, it's like a gas tank, and it's on empty, and the gas tank is filling up. So, I'm just seeing a gas tank that's getting filled up. So I would say that you've been out of gas for a long time. You felt probably dejected and rejected, and now your hopes, wishes, and for the future are filling up. God, you have the clubs right next to the hearts, which are next to the hearts, and it's the 7th. It just smacks of partnership. I would not be surprised if you find a person that you adore and get married to, or live with, whatever your thing is. If you have a partnership already, it's going to get so much better. All right, Scorpios and Scorpio rising. Let's get to Bobby, and I know Olga, and I'm not sure if anybody else is Scorpio, but let's see. All right. Scorpio, you're ruled by Pluto. Pluto is in Capricorn. Capricorn is, it will be in Capricorn until December 23. Yeah, December 23. So, you know, then it's going to go into Aquarius. So it will be about transforming your friendships and cutting edge stuff like computers. But right now, with your ruler in Pluto, it's transforming your work. And it will do that. And then by the time it gets to December of 23, you're going to have a whole different format of work for yourself. So that's what it's doing, but it took 17 years to do it. Some of you might even retire. You know, I wouldn't put that past some of you too. Now the Sun and the Mercury, what we focus on for the month is in Aries, new beginnings, and that's in your 6th house of career and health. So a big emphasis until the 19th of this month is going to be on your health and your career. And then it moves in after the 19th, the Sun and Mercury will move into the 7th house of partnership. So it could be that you meet someone in your career that eventually becomes a partner, or you could go to the doctors or go in the hospital or something and you meet someone. It could also be a work-related thing where you start a new job or you start a new business and you meet somebody, a partnership there. It could be a work partnership. So that's pretty neat. And it will be in Taurus, so it's in your home. So you could be working in your home and meet somebody or go into partnership in a company that is home-oriented. A lot of people I know, you know, they move the company to the home and the employees go to that home. The new moon will be in Aries, new beginnings, and it will be in your 6th house, Scorpions. And the 6th house is again health and career. So that's going to be new beginnings in that area. The Mars is in Gemini. That's love, romance, children. That's where you put your efforts, and that will be in the 8th house until April 23rd. And the 8th house is joint resources. Well, that makes sense. If the Sun and Mercury is in the 7th, you would be putting your effort and your ambition into 8th house matters, which is putting money together with somebody else. So that makes sense, even if it's a business partnership or a love partnership, that makes sense that you would be doing that. So that's the whole month focus, would be doing that. The full moon in Scorpio will be in your sign. That is a biggie for you. That is new, whole new beginnings. You could find out something you didn't know when that full moon hits on the 28th. That's big, and it only happens once a year. So that's nice when you get the full moon in your sign. That will be on the 26th and 27th of this month. And it will be in your 4th house. And the 4th house is family, home. And it would, you know, again, bring out things that maybe you didn't know about your family and home. Maybe you're doing a lot of work on your home, or maybe things come up that is a surprise to you and you've got to get them fixed. Or maybe somebody in the family moves closer to you. That could happen too. So let's do the cards for the Scorpio. Make a wish and let's see what comes up. I'm going to pull 4 cards. Okay, something that you thought was yours and that you felt you were entitled to this month it's going to find out that it is yours, or it was yours, or you were right all along. So I'm not sure what that's all about. If you have a court case, You'll win it for sure. But there's something, it could be a right that you thought you had. It could be an object that you thought that was yours and someone might have taken it. It could even be a position that you thought that you should have had and it was yours, and you'll find out that it was. So there's something that you felt jilted about, or something you felt that wasn't yours, that was yours, but was taken away, and you're going to get it back. Okay, so let me know what that is. It sounds a little abstract, but it's very firm in you knowing that whatever you thought was unfair or taken away, it's coming back. Okay, so good luck, Scorpio. All right, Sag. Sag rising, you are ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is in Aquarius. And Jupiter is now helping us with the vaccine. When it went into Aquarius, we rolled out the vaccines. So you can see how Jupiter works. And now it's all around the world. So the Sun and Mercury and Venus for you, Sagittarius, will be in your 5th house of love, romance, creation, babies, children. 5th house can be writing a book. It can be risk-taking, taking a risk in something, doing a little gambling, playing the Powerball, however it is for you. Should be very good. That's where your focus is going to be. Yay! We always want 7th house and 5th house stuff because that's the best. But yay, the Sagittarius are, and the opposite of Sagittarius is Gemini. So Geminis and Sagittarius will be enjoying this opposition going on. And that will be until the 19th of this month, and then it goes into Taurus. So that's new beginnings in love and romance and children, and some of you might get pregnant, and you know, it's all good. And that's new beginnings, and then after the 19th, it will go into Taurus, and Taurus is home and family, and then that will be in your 6th house of career and health. So maybe, you know, a person in your family needs help with your health. Maybe you decide because of the romance you want to move closer or make a move, or you want them to move in. That could be a potential. 5th house is, you know, like I say, about love and romance, and then it transitions into the 6th of everyday affairs. So that's what I think it is. You might have a romance going, and then you decide to do something about it. And it could be in work too, because 6th house rules work. So that's what that could be. The new moon will be in Aries on the 12th, and that will be in your 5th house. New beginnings in your 5th house, new moon. That's the start of manifestation. So if you're doing love for your manifestations, it's looking good. Your Mars in Gemini this month, as it is for the world, that's, again, 5th house matters. Love, romance, children, fun. It's in your 7th house of partnership. Now, your chart smacks, just like Libra and Aries, smacks with all this love and romance stuff. So that's really good. The 7th house is partnership. So where you put your attention and where you put your ambition and drive is going to be in your partnerships. So if you're in a partnership, it's only going to get better. And if you're not in a partnership, you could find yourself in one, and you might be attracting if you're, you know, now astrology and cards, we never see the gender, and we really don't care. But if you're, you know, if you're looking for a man, you'll probably find one this month. If you're looking for a woman, you'll probably find one this month that you want to spend the rest of your life with. It could also be a partnership, but I doubt it in Gemini. That is a love thing for sure. All right, you also have the Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. That's the start of a new 20-year cycle, by the way. The last time we had it was in 1962 when Jupiter was in Aquarius. And what was going on then? And I know in the United States, I can't tell you in other countries. United States, we were enjoying a beautiful President, John F. Kennedy, and the economic situation was beautiful. I can't remember if that was a year of the Bay of Pigs or not. I think that was 61. But it was a wonderful time for the United States. Everyone seemed really happy with the way things were going. So that was the last time that we had it. So that should say something maybe about the economic future for this country at least. Can't say for the other ones. Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius is in your third house, Sagittarius, and this goes for Geminis too. The third house is about communication. It's about lower mind. It's about classes and communication and siblings. And also, classes like Zoom. Off Zoom, you might be doing a lot of those. It's an Aquarius, so you might be doing it with friends, or you might meet friends on Zoom. You might meet friends in your natural environment or local environment. You might meet friends, Aquarius's friends in Cutting Edge. You might do some things with your siblings and meet some new friends. The full moon will be in Scorpio for everybody, but for the Sag and the Gemini, it will rule the 12th. 12th is the house I want to be alone, but it's finishing up projects. Full moon is finding out something secret. It is the house of secrets. But I think in this case, it would be in your work sector. You might find out that maybe a cohort that you thought was helping you out wasn't. I just heard yesterday doing a reading that this one girl, being a Scorpio, she found out that her trusted, what would you call it, aide or assistant of 25 years was sifting through her clients and created her own company. So that was pretty sad to find that out. But it could be, hopefully it won't be something like that. But the 12th house is the house of more introverted things like wanting to be alone, wanting to read a book, doing things that you do alone, not with other people. So the full moon will bring out things that you didn't know about, secret things. It could be you find out things about people that you thought that were friends and maybe they aren't, or possibly in the works. I think it's a work sector, though. So it could possibly be like that girl that I read for the other day. But the full moon brings out surprises, and it manifests. So it will bring out that. So the Sagittarius, you're also going to get a lot of solar not solar returns, but solar and lunar eclipses in the next 2 years. You've already had a lot of them. I think you've already had 2 already. Solar and lunar eclipses bring a lot of change. So those are good things, and they really shift your life majorly. So look for those solar and lunar eclipses. If somebody says that, an eclipse is happening today, it most likely will be in Sag or Gemini. So look for those, because it's gonna, depending on what your birthday is, whatever, if it eclipses on your birthday, that's going to be a major change for you. And usually it takes away something in order to give you something better. So if it takes away something and you're sad about it, remember what I told you, it usually gives you something better. So let's do a card throw on the Sages. Ruled by Jupiter. Make a wish. I'm going to pull 4. Maybe you felt in the last couple months that you have been alone or very kind of isolated. I know we have felt that way in this pandemic, but this is going to change as we're coming into the spring, and I see a 2 weeks to 2 months. You're definitely coming out, seeing friends again, doing things that you haven't done for a long time. And it's not just because of the vaccine. It's in your mind. It's like now's the time to create and manifest new things in my life. So I see you going out, getting out, doing walks, getting out there, you know, playing with people, possibly going to situations where you can social distance still, but enjoying life a bit. So I think in the last maybe 2 or 3 months, you felt a little isolated. That's what the cards show. But, you know, some signs felt that way more than others. And some of us are just plain loners. But the Sagittarius, you're coming alive in 2 weeks to 2 months. All right, that about wraps up the astrology. We did it. Let's get into some questions that you may have. I'm going to probably start with Rita because I always know what Rita wants. So we're going to do on Rita. I don't even know if Rita is still here, but we're going to do Rita. Okay, you're still there, Rita. Rita's a Leo. Let's see what we have for Rita. Okay, Rita, a situation is coming up that I think you know about. Don't read too much into it. Don't start getting like a detective, you know, with it. Don't start, you know, looking around and trying to be the detective. Take things as they come to you and enjoy yourself. And don't look for things that aren't there, because they're not. I think you have in the next 5 days, in the next 5 days, you have a lot of fun coming up and free and easy. Momentum, beautiful energy coming with love. So please leave that detective role behind. You don't need to be investigating anything. Just take things for what they are and enjoy. Okay? Mommy says. All right, let's see who else has a question here. Let's see. I don't know if anyone is still here, really. Okay. Anybody else with a question? Okay, Bobby, you want to know about your trip? If you're still there? You're going to Vegas. Let's do it on your trip if you're still there. If you're not, you'll watch the rerun. I think, let's look at your trip. I think it even said in your sign that you could go on a trip. I keep seeing wash your hands, so that might be a health thing. I think you would anyway. You're in the health field. But don't forget to wash your hands, or, you know, bring that sanitizer with you. I think the trip is going to open your eyes to a lot of things. And you're going to meet some new people, that's for sure, that become friends. Might even be a fella. So I think your trip's going to be pretty good. Please let me know how it is. The gambling doesn't look that great, so I wouldn't put a whole lot into that. But as far as other things in Las Vegas, yeah, it looks pretty good. So let me know how that goes. Okay. Anybody else with a question here? Cloud Eagle, do you have a question? Linda, do you have a question? Gail. Olga, you got a question? Hi, Michael. Good to see ya. Hi, Pam. Okay, Teresa, we have a question here. Do you want to know about money, Teresa? You made a comment about it. I don't know. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. Hi, Billy Joe. What do you know? Diana. I don't know. Teresa, still asking you about money. Deb, do you have a question? Okay, Jennifer, I have a question here. How is my mom? Okay, is she okay? Can she see me? I miss her. Okay, let's see. Okay, well, I'm getting a very sweet vibration. I don't know if she wore glasses or not, but when I'm seeing her in my mind's eye, I see glasses. She's stroking your hair right now, and it's almost like it's going to be okay. Whatever you've been going through in the last week or two, she's stroking your hair, and I see that whatever it is, it's going to be okay. I don't know if you shared a dog with her. I see a little dog between the two of you, and she's saying to throw caution to the wind and do what it is that you've been wanting to do for a long time. Just throw caution to the wind, she says. Just do it. Just get up and do it. You're a caretaker like she was, and she says sometimes you have to caretake yourself. So she loves you very much, and she wants you to be happy so bad. So that's what she's saying to you. All right. Oh, let's see, Bobby. Should you drive? Let's see. No, you'll be okay with the plane, but you know that sanitizer thing kept coming up. Wash your hands, wash your hands. You could drive. I mean, you can fly. You don't have to drive. You'll be fine on a plane. It's just that you did get that warning about, wash your hands, wash your hands. So I hope that helps. Okay. Anybody else? Hi, Kendra. Welcome. All right, Kendra. The new job that was offered to me, the right one for me. Will my friend and I move forward and become serious? Okay. Two-part question here. Let's see about the job. The job is very, very disorganized. So when you're going into it, there is a lot of disorganization showing up in the cards. You're going to have to fix a lot. That the last person really wasn't too cool in leaving their job, kind of finished for the next person. They weren't too cool about that. So if you get this job, it feels like a good fit eventually. It just is that it's disorganized. It's that phrase when you get in there. You're going to have to recreate it, sort of dismantle what the last person did and get in there and refix everything. So as far as a fit, I think it would be fine once you get it done. Let's see about the fella. Well, remember, Kendra, you know, you have the Leo opposition going on, so that can bring in a partnership, you know, like we were talking about with the astrology. The cards show actually two men. I don't know if you're involved with two men right now or not, but you're making a decision with two men. One could be foreign or have a foreign continental flavor, and one looks like from the U.S. But you're going to make a choice with two men. And you do make the right choice, by the way, because I don't see you unhappy with your choice. But let's do it soon. That little baby girl is waiting for you, okay? Make that choice soon. All right. Hi, Karen. Good to see you. Anybody else with questions? I don't see anybody else that is asking for questions. Anybody else with a question? Going once? Going twice? Going one more time up here. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I see a question. Okay, Bobby, my aunt has cancer. Will she be okay? All right, let's see. She'll be all right for right now, but the cancer is in a precarious place. So if she's in treatment, I hope they do some radiation. I don't know what shape she's in, but she'll be all right for now. But eventually, it is what allows her to pass. It's in a weird place, and I'm almost seeing an almond shape. But then that almond shape like has a little tail on it. And that's what's going to get her if she doesn't get radiation. So the radiation would keep it longer, you know, or chemo around that. I'm not a doctor, so when I do health stuff, I'm very, very careful because I am not a doctor, but I can only tell you what I see. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay, Karen. I was surprised when I didn't see a question from you. Relationship, how does that look in the future? All right. Oh, Bobby just said bladder, uterus. Okay, I'm so sorry. I will include her on my healing list, okay? And like I say again, they've got to get that little tail that's hanging there. Because if they don't, it's going to spread. So look at the, you know, if you can look at the x-rays, that would be good. Okay, Karen, Miss Capricorn, you've had it hard since 2008. I feel for you. Let's see, Karen. Well, your question is good. It comes out good, but it's not necessarily your exact zip code. Does that make a difference? I know you said I want it in my zip code. It's not exactly your zip code, but it's pretty close. I mean, it's within a 25 to 30 mile radius. But you are meeting someone, and he likes golf. I know you're sick of that, but that's what it shows. And it is a different zip code, okay? So I don't know if your city has 2 zip codes, but it's not yours. So let me know how that goes. Martha says my brother has a lot of pain in his neck. The MRI doesn't know the results until Monday. Is he going to be okay? Good for you, Karen. We don't need any more of the Windy City, right? Karen says she has many zip codes. I'm so relieved. Okay, let's see what about your brother. What's your brother's name, Martha? Is it Joe or is that the brother? Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. Can you type your brother's name in? I think I know most of your brother's names. I just want to make sure I have the right one. Or Olga, can you tell me the brother? Okay, I'll just put Olga and Martha's brother. Joe, okay, I thought it was Joe. Thank you, girls. Okay, what the cards show is that, I mean, I don't think it's cancer, and again, I am not a doctor. I think he's done some hard work all his life, it shows. You know, tedious work with his arms and hands. And it looks like to me it could be a pinched nerve or a torn rotor cup, something like that. But I'm getting the pain not only in the upper arm, but kind of around the neck too, it feels. So I think it's a pinched nerve or it could be a rotor tear or something like that. I see that they'll be able to fix it. It may require a little surgery, but I think he's going to be okay. And then I see some rehabilitation going on. So I think he'll be okay. So I don't think you have, it's not anything dire. Okay? So let me know what it is and I'll put his name in the healing list. Okay. Anybody else with questions? Okay, Olga, I'm still healing from my shoulder. When am I going to get, I can't read it. When am I going to get better? Okay. Okay, from the pain. All right, I'm sorry about that. You know, anyone, whenever you feel bad, you know, please call me or text me or something. I can always put you on a healing list. I mean, it doesn't mean that it's going to go away completely, but it could help. You know, prayers help. Good thoughts and positive energy help. So please let me know. Yeah, you know, are there some exercises you're supposed to do, Olga? Because it's like you haven't done something. Now, I don't know what that something is. Was there some exercises you were supposed to do after it? Because whatever it is that you've neglected, that could really help you. But as far as timing goes, 3 days to 3 weeks, I think you're going to be feeling a lot better. And it may require going back to the doctor, which I do see another visit. But it looks like it's healing to me, and you're doing all right. So, you know, let me know how it goes, okay? And I'll put your name also on the healing list. Laura, when will I stop worrying about sleep? You know, I was going to just joke and say, uh-oh, when am I going to go to sleep? But you actually wrote the question. Now I don't even have to read the questions. I just get them in my mind. Okay. All right. Well, I have that same anxiety too, so you're not alone. You know that. I'll start worrying about, I'm never going to go to sleep. I'm never going to go to sleep. And then I never go to sleep. So I can understand. Okay. You know, Laura, you were always a very, you know, you're a Cappy. You were always a very, very active, and you probably still are. But I know your younger years, you were very active all the time. You were always scaling mountains and doing climbing and hiking and things like that. I just think that if you wore your body out more, that might help. I know that's kind of an obvious answer, but that's what the cards are showing, that you'll worry less if you could work out more. You know, just move your body around, make like an hour of walking or running, or I know you used to run. I don't know if you still run anymore, but it just shows exercise to wipe yourself out. You know, your mind is just too active, and that's the same with me. My mind gets too active, and then I start worrying about, you know, stupid stuff that I shouldn't be worrying about. So I'm going to take that same medicine and start walking more. So I hope that helps. All right, I think that's it for questions. I don't see any more. But I certainly appreciate everybody that has tuned in. I really enjoyed this group. It was a lovely group. And I hope that you all tune in again next month. I usually have it on the first week of the month. And, you know, we need this news too. It's not just about the news that you see on the internet or TV. We need spiritual news. We all need to stand together spiritually and uplift each other and give each other encouragement. So I thank you so much for adorning my presence tonight. We had a lot of fun, I think, and let's do it again. And I leave you with the words of Namaste, Aho, Aloha, I love you. And you all have a very beautiful month ahead. It looks like it's going to be a good month, and things are quieting down astrologically. And very, very soon, we will reap our rewards of the pandemic. So you all take care of yourself, and namaste. I love you. Good night.